Hey, everybody. It's morning time. I just woke up from the most amazing dream. And I got to set you up because today we're going to be talking about dreams. And I woke up at 4:15 this morning and I was thinking about what am I going to talk about in my podcast? I've got it scheduled for today and I recorded one yesterday. So usually I wait about a week between, but I'm recording them back to back. And I was thinking about what should I do? And it popped into my head that I'm going to talk about dreams. Dreams are one of my favorite subjects. And even when I think back to high school, I took in 12th grade. I don't know how I got into this because English is my second language. I always say that when I mess up words or don't have as good a vocabulary as other people, but I'm just sticking to it. Hungarian is my first language. English is my second language. But anyway, somehow I got into an honors English class. I have no idea how because I really wasn't good at English. I was good at math and sciences, but not English. Anyway, I got into this class, and one of the things that I remember we had to do is we had to write a book report about a book that the teacher, Mrs. Call, had on this a tray, this rolling cart of books. And I'm looking through it, and I found this book, and I think it was called Dreams by Edgar Cayce. Cayce, I think that's how you say his name, Cayce. And I remember reading it because I've always had just amazing dreams, not just night dreams, but daydreams. I'm just a dreamer. And I've been fascinated by it. I don't remember exactly what I learned during those dreams, the dream book, but it started me on this fascination about dreams. Now, where I've gotten to is I've actually wanted to create a book for dreams. And it's like a journal. So it would be like 365 pages. And on the right side, it would have lines where when you woke up in the middle of the night, you could jot down what you remember about a dream. And it would have a little a pop-up light, a little curvy light that was there so that you could write it. I know nowadays everyone has a phone. You could just record it. But this was my idea from a long time ago. And on the left side, for every 365 days, there would be some education around dreams. Now, it wouldn't be, although thinking about it with 365 days might need to be, but it wouldn't be like astrology things, like if you had a hammer show up in your dream that you were going to hammer someone to death or something like that. It wouldn't be that, but it would be like the neuroscience of dreams and how they really work. Because I'm fascinated. I don't understand how they work, but they're like the coolest things in the world. Like you're sleeping and all of a sudden images start popping up and there's a story and then you float around and you go different places. All my dreams or most of my dreams are all kind of James Bondish, not James Bondish as in espionage or, finding a bad guy or anything, just in that there's always movement, excitement, and you don't know what's going to happen. And it's just fascinating to me. And so I remember once talking to my son, he was finishing up his master's degree in contemplative psychology. And I came to him, I said, Tom, I got this great idea about this book and I want you to co-write it with me. And he goes, what is it, Dad? And I go, and I explained to him, the right side is these lines and the left side is the education, science around dreams. And I'm going to do the right side, the lines, and you're going to do the education. And he kind of looked at me, he goes, Dad, are you out of your mind? I have no interest in doing that. This is your deal. You go do that. I don't want to do your research for you. So I haven't made that book yet or that journal, but it's still out there. It's just an idea. And then when I was going through hypnotherapy school at HMI in Tarzana, the world's only hypnotherapy school that's accredited. I don't know what that really means, but it sounds pretty good. It's not just like a week or weekend or a month program. It was 13 months, and I took 18 months actually because I travel so much. And it's pretty intense, 20 to 40 hours per week. I think I did 300 hours of clinical work afterwards. So you really know your hypnotherapy really well. But one of the classes or a few classes were on dreams. And it's fascinating to me what I learned about dreams there. You learn about dreams and who knows what's really real. But this is what I learned in the hypnotherapy school. So what they say, what they teach us is that, how on computers, pieces of information are called bits. What I learned was that in the human mind, we call pieces of information message units. And so any person, all of us, have a certain number of message units that we can handle each day. And so we call that the magical number. So let's say it's up here. That's the number of message units that you can handle in a day. So you start out the day, you're kind of down here. You're down low. And that you have stimulations, you have messages coming through you throughout the day. There's sights and sounds and smells and tastes and feelings and thoughts, and you're doing this. And then all of a sudden, sometime, hopefully it's in the evening, not too early, that you hit your threshold. You hit your magic number of message units. And then you can't take on anymore. You need to veg out. You turn on the TV, or you scroll through your Facebook, or you play cards, or you go to sleep. But you've hit that threshold. You can't take anymore. And it's kind of interesting because what I learned was, or what they teach is, that there are 3 phases of dreaming. Each lasts about 2.5 hours or so. So if you add them up, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5 is 7.5. And actually, after listening to this, it's the first time I ever thought, that magic, that myth, that common statement that everyone needs 8 hours of sleep each night. And I go, well, I don't know why. No one's ever explained that to me. Just you need 8 hours of sleep for restoration. And I think that many of my friends and educators, mentors, try to get by or do get by with a lot less sleep. I guess we all have to in just living our lives and don't really think about it. We think we get used to it. But here's a good reason maybe why you should get pretty close to 8 hours of sleep. So the first 2.5 hours of sleep is called something. I don't know what it's called. I can't remember what it's called, but it's called some kind of dreaming phase. Let's call it the inconsequential dreaming phase, because they're inconsequential. You're just dreaming and they don't really mean anything. You don't remember them. It happens. How they figure this out? No idea. That's what I learned. So then you go through your second 2.5 hour phase, and that's called precognitive. And what I learned is that if you could actually remember some of those dreams, any of those dreams, that they're actually predictive in nature, so that you can predict things. But the most important phase of dreaming is that third phase of dreaming, and we call that the venting phase of dreaming. So remember I told you that we have this magical number of message units we get. It's up here. It's your threshold. The venting phase of dreaming is what resets your message units down to as close to 0 as you can. So if you're not sleeping, dreaming for that final third 2.5 hours, you might come down to here. And then you only have this much capacity for message units. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing. I want to dream 2.5 hours in that venting phase, so I get down to 0, or as close to 0 as I can, so that the next day I have the maximum amount of message units I could take in. That's a pretty cool thing, isn't it? If that were really true, and I believe it to be true. So I've tried to train myself to get 7.5 hours, 8 hours sleep. Doesn't happen all the time, but I know that I want the maximum number of message units to be able to be my best on each and every day and create the best day ever again. And so that's pretty cool. Now, what I've also learned is, and this came up in the yacht cruise I just got back from in Greece and Turkey. There was one of our participants, her name was Anne. She said, I don't even know if I dream. I don't think I dream. And I said, sure you do. And you could program yourself to dream. You just set an expectation. You sort of like self-hypnotize yourself to dream. If you don't think that you have dreams, because I think everyone does dream, you just don't remember. You're not vibrating in a state where you're open to receiving them. And I mentioned earlier that I woke up from a great dream. I think so I must be vibrating high, and I think I am because I had an amazing dream. And you can too. So one of the things I learned that if you don't have lots of dreams, or if you don't remember them, when you're going to sleep, just set an intention to dream that night, to dream fun things, and to dream happy, joyful, courageous, bold, whatever kind of dreams you want to have. And then just do that every night and look forward to sleep. Look forward to venting your message units down to as close to zero as you can, so that you have your full complement the next day. Really setting your intentions about anything in life is a good thing to do. But if you want to develop your dream capabilities, that would be a good thing to do too. So, an interpretation. Now, this was kind of interesting that they teach in hypnotherapy school. So they teach us how to actually enhance your dreaming process and to remember them more. And it basically is self-hypnosis and affirming and believing that you can. But that then you do have a journal next to your bed or a voice recorder, and you record down anything that you can remember for your dream. And the next day, either by yourself or with a partner, a skilled person like me, you could go through and see if it has any resonance, any value to you in predictability, or maybe not even predictability, but maybe the direction. What they have you do is go through and you write it down, and then you cross out anything that's nonsensical, and you look at what's left. And then you ask the dreamer, if it's a two-person one, or you ask yourself if you're doing it by yourself, what of what I've got not underlined, makes any sense? And could it mean anything to me? So it's always in the hands of the dreamer as to their interpretation, because the other person doesn't know your life experiences, doesn't know what's happening in your life. And so the only person that can actually interpret that is yourself. Other than maybe there's psychic people out there that do some things, and I don't know if they use dreams or not, but this is the way they taught us in hypnotherapy school. So I believe it, right? We go to school, we believe everything. It's on Google, you believe everything. Maybe not, but it's kind of a cool thing. And I was thinking about dreams also. A couple things popped into my head. One of which was, two of which were songs. So two of my favorite songs have dream in it. And one of them is Dreamweaver. Who's that by? It's a cool song, right? Dreamweaver. I'm going to pull it up here. Let's see. I got it here. Dreamweaver. I just closed my eyes again, climbed aboard the Dreamweaver train, because people really like my singing, right? Driver, take away my worries of today and leave tomorrow behind. Oh, Dreamweaver, I believe we can get it through the night. So I don't know what that means, but it's a cool song, right? So you could become a dream weaver of your own life. Pretty cool. The other song I really like is Aerosmith's Dream On. Every time I look in the mirror, all these lines in my face getting clear. The past is gone. And it's just like, uh-oh. I don't know the words, just like when I'm singing on my singing songs. But it goes, dream on, dream until your dreams come. I should have my air guitar. Dream on, that Steve Tyler voice. Dream on. Ah! Oh, man, we're having fun. Have you ever been to an Aerosmith concert? So a couple years ago, when I was in Live, my travel MLM. Yeah, that's what it was. We had our yearly conference in Las Vegas, and Aerosmith was there. And a friend of mine, she said she tried to get a big group of people to go to Aerosmith. I think 3 of us ended up going. But in Las Vegas, because they have so many great concert venues and they're small, you can get kind of reasonably priced seats and you're close. Instead of seeing normally Aerosmith in a giant stadium and you're not seeing Steven Tyler or the band, you're watching it on TV, really, but the energy's there, so it's kind of cool. But here we were like, 50 feet away and towards the back of the concert. But you could see Steven Tyler's face, all the wrinkles and his lips and all that kind of stuff. Or is it Mick Jagger with the lips? I think it's Mick Jagger with the lips. But anyway, it was pretty cool. He's like, dream on, dream until your dreams come. Dream on. You know what I'm talking about, right? So now this is probably going to be in your head. But just think about that. Dream until your dreams come true. And so that's a pretty cool thing too, because I've been talking about dreams, the dreams that happen in the middle of the night. But part of dreaming is dreaming as in visualizing and seeing yourself in a different place with a different life, or just dreaming of what you want to accomplish in life is a pretty cool thing. So dream until your dreams come true. This morning, I went for my run on Malibu Beach, and I decided, well, I'm going to be talking about dreams. Let's see what Abraham Hicks has to say about dreams. And so they talk about everything. It's so cool. You just go to YouTube and you just Google whatever you want to learn. At least what they, channel down here, have to say about things. And I found a bunch of YouTube audio videos on dreaming and lucid dreaming. And lucid dreaming is where you can actually control things in your dream. And I have a lot of those too. In fact, I read a book on that too, called Lucid Dreams, I believe. There was some research done up at Stanford. They had a dream lab there, and they tried to teach people how to do lucid dreams. And I think they were successful at it, as I recall. I have a bunch of those. In fact, I think the one I woke up to this morning was a pretty lucid dream in itself. Because actually, it was so cool. I can hear myself thinking or know the words that I'm saying. But in this one, actually, I could hear or experience or feel something, the thoughts that other people in the dream were having as they were experiencing the dream and what was going on. It was so cool. Anyway, if I remember what Abraham was talking about, they said that dreams, like real life, are just a manifestation of your vibrational state. Think about that. If dreams are a manifestation of your vibrational state, and we know that, and if we believe, and I do believe in the law of attraction, and when you're vibrating high, that amazing things are attracted into your life. You become magnetized, and amazing things. And that's what I think's happened in my life. I couldn't imagine it getting better, and every day it does. And I think it's because I'm just vibrating so high. And now I'm just thinking about dreams. At least I was this morning. And I had the most magnificent dream. And I was thinking about that and going like, wow. And what they went on to say is that if you want to have amazing dreams, that before you go to sleep, you set an intention for amazing dreams by getting yourself in high vibration as you're falling asleep. So don't think about the stuff that's not working in your life, that's not serving you. Think about stuff that is, or you wish were, but not in a way of lack, as if it's already occurred. And then they started talking about, what's real and what's not real. And I often think about this is because the mind doesn't know whether it's real or imagined. So oftentimes in a lot of my work, I'm hypnotizing people, which is just putting them in a state where they're open to suggestions. And they have told me some things that they want in their life or some challenges in their life. And then we suggest things into their subconscious to overcome or to strengthen a strength or a beautiful experience, or to weaken, lessen, or eliminate an experience that they've had and that's imprinted in their subconscious, or that we create a whole new experience, because again, the mind doesn't know whether it's real or imagined. So just think about that. But and I think Abraham talked about this, or one of my friends talked about this, is that when you get to this place where there's no space and no time and there's multi-dimensions, if you believe in that, there's things, you're playing out your life in multi-dimensions. We're in this current dimension, this 3D dimension, although I'm on this podcast, I don't know if it's 3D or 4D or 5D. I'm going to call it 7D because 7's my lucky number, okay? Wherever we are. I wonder if there's another dimension out there playing out at the same time. Have you ever been in a place or situation, experience where it felt deja vu? Like you have been here, you've done this, you've said this before. They call that deja vu. I know I have a bunch of times. Now, does that mean you've really lived that? Oh no. Abraham think that it could very well be that your inner being, your vibrational match is matched now with something, other people or experiences in your life. And I don't know. It's just the more I learn, the more I know I don't know. I think when I was in my 20s, I'm a chemical engineer. I thought I knew everything. Now I'm in my 60s. I know very little, just a fraction. And I keep running into these amazingly beautiful people that tell me things that they've experienced, that they've learned, that they hear, see, feel coming down from heaven or the universe or source, or maybe from inside of them, their inner being or their truth. All I know is these are incredible human beings that are accomplishing amazing things in life, healing people, healing themselves. They know things that I don't know because I've never been able to do that. And I shouldn't say that because I want to. So I've got to open up and get rid of my doubt about that if I want to develop that superpower that a lot of my current friends seem to have. And I do want to. But I just don't know what I don't know. You know what I mean? So, what else is there about dreams? I've used dreaming, like I said, as a visualization process for my running life, my athletic career life. I taught it to my athletes. Every day I'm daydreaming all the time. When I run, it's kind of my daydream state, my meditative state. But I thought what I would do, if you'd like to, I'm going to do a hypnosis session if you'd like to. If you're not driving, don't do this if you're driving. But if you're sitting still somewhere, maybe you want to do this. Or at least you could see what the process might be that I would use. And we will help you. For those of you that don't dream, maybe we're going to help you and make some suggestions in your subconscious to help you dream. Or if you already dream, we'll help you to remember them. Or if you remember them, you dream and you remember them, we'll help you maybe make them more lucid, more fun, more enjoyable, more joyful. And you want to try this? Oh, I see all of you nodding your heads, so we're going to go ahead and do this. All right. So remember that hypnosis is simply putting you in a state, lowering your brainwave frequency from beta, which is how you're listening to me now, to alpha, and then to theta. So alpha state is when the external world is no longer as important as your internal world. And you're sort of in that meditative state, and then you drop further into theta. And theta is the hypnotic state, or the time when you're most open to suggestions. And in fact, the way you do it isn't really putting you to sleep, even though I say and snap my fingers and go deep sleep. It's actually overwhelming your mind. It's overwhelming your mind so that it wants to escape, and it escapes from your conscious mind into your subconscious. I'm not going to do all the lead up that I actually do to do that. I'd have to do a lot more about that. But if any of you want to do a real hypnosis session, reach out to me. I still do that as a profession. But I'm going to do kind of a simple one. So you may or may not go to theta, but some of you might, and some of you go to alpha, and some of you might even go all the way to delta, which is deep sleep. And that's okay, because maybe you could just then vent some of your message units. You'll have a little bit more. So those of you that are willing to try, and you're in a safe place to try this, go ahead and close your eyes. Close your eyes. And why don't we, for today, call upon that beautiful, imaginative, bold, courageous, colorful, just beautiful mind of yours and say, hey, mind, come join me. I want to create a visualization of a beautiful place, let's say up in the mountains somewhere, up in the mountains, and in a beautiful place, and the temperature is the perfect temperature that you want it to be. Maybe for some of you, it might be snow and cool. For some of you might like the rain, so it'll be like maybe a forest and rain falling down. Some of you might like a sunny day, but not too hot. So whatever your perfect temperature is, call upon yourself and your mind to create an image of being somewhere up in the mountains, maybe in a clearing, where there's some beautiful pine trees or whatever kind of trees you want in it. And the ground is a dark dirt, maybe reddish. Again, this is your imagination. So your imagination is going to create this beautiful scene for you. And I want you to think about how the air smells. Not think about how your air smells. I want you to feel and sense and taste this place up in the mountains that's just beautiful for you. We're going to call it your special place. A place where you can go to anytime you want to be able to dream, to be able to remember your dreams, and to be able to have some control in your dreams and make them lucid. So when you're going to sleep at night, all you have to do is recall this scene that you're creating now. We're going to continue to fill it in. Paint in this picture in your mind as your eyes are closed. Notice what you can notice. What color is the dirt or the ground? And what's the shape, the coarseness? Are there any rocks around? What's around? Are there picnic tables? What kind of trees surround you? If you do like a 360 slow turnaround, what do you notice? Pine trees? Maybe you're at the top of a mountain and you're above timberline and there aren't any trees. And you look up into the sky and you might see the sun or blue skies or maybe some clouds or overcast. Maybe you could feel and see rain coming down on you. Maybe you want to have some snow or light snow, or maybe have snow and have the temperature be warm. You could do whatever you want in your imagination. This is your imagination. Are there any other people around, or are you by yourself? How about any animals, any birds? Can you see the birds in the trees, maybe jumping from one branch to another? Any other animals you might see? Maybe you've got a favorite dog that you've got with you, or maybe there's just a dog that wandered along. And I want you to hear the birds, and maybe even hear the slight breeze through the trees. We want to evoke all your senses. So I want you to see all you can see, hear all the signs that you can bring into your imagination. I want you to take a deep breath in and smell that beautiful foresty, mountainous smell in your imagination. And now I want you to maybe bend over and pick up a handful of dirt, or maybe leaves, or pine needles, or maybe a pine cone, and let it fall from your hand. If it makes sense, through your fingertips of a pine cone, just fall and hear the sound of it and feel it through your hands. And just allow your senses to take this totally in. And as you're standing here, I want you to notice towards the right that there are sort of like a wooden platform over there, and you just noticed this, so you're just painting it in. And there's a series of wooden steps leading down to a lower level. And you walk toward it, wondering where it's leading to. And you notice that there's about 20 steps, and in a moment we're going to walk down those steps together. But as you look down to the area below where the steps come out, you notice that there's a person down there. Not quite sure who it is, but they look familiar to you. You're willing to go down there in a moment. We're going to walk down there together. But you notice that these wooden steps, they look very sturdy, they look very safe, and there's railings on both sides that you could hold on to. And it's just this beautiful, perfect setting for you. So as you step onto this platform, you're now within your body. So you can't see your whole person. You can't see your face because you're looking out for your face. So if you look down, maybe you can see your thighs or maybe your feet, or if you hold your hands out, you can see your arms and your hands. And I want you to put your left hand onto the left railing. And now I want you to place your left foot down one step, down to step number 19, and your right foot down to step number 18. And left to 17, right to 16, and so on. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and deep sleep. Deep sleep. And allow yourself to go to that optimum place within your subconscious where you're the most open to suggestions. And it's with your permission and for the purposes of hypnosis only that you allow us to go into your subconscious, to make some suggestions into your subconscious to help you, to serve you, to allow you to dream more beautifully, to remember your dreams, to make them more lucid, joyful, and to serve you as you go forward in your life. And so we're at that optimum place, deep sleep. Take a deep breath in. And as you do, remember looking down from the top that you noticed that there was a person at the bottom of the steps. And now they come into view. In fact, they come right up to you. And you're standing face to face, not speaking at all, but looking from your left eye into their left eye. And you now notice that it looks quite a bit like you. In fact, it is you of your future. It's your future self. And as you gaze into each other's left eye, and you do that because the left eye connects to the right side of the brain, your emotional side, and you want this emotional connection to your future self. And it's beautiful. And you're beautiful. And you are worthy. And you are deserving. And you're more than enough to have dreams, to remember dreams, to make them lucid, to make them joyful, happy, wonderful, adventurous, courageous, boldness, and to serve you. Each and every time you sleep, you vent those message units down to as close to zero as you can so that the next day you have your full complement of message units to be able to have the best day ever again. And after gazing into each other's eyes, into your future self finally begins to speak. And they say to you, whatever your name is, fill in that blank. I'm here to give you a message today. And it's about dreams. Because I know your future self, because I am your future self. I know your future. And I know that you have beautiful, amazing dreams. And maybe some of them in the past haven't been as joyful, as courageous, as fun. But in the future, you're going to develop them. Because you're going to go to sleep in a high vibrational state from now on. Because you're going to consciously choose to do that. As you're going to sleep, you're going to train, you're going to practice yourself, you're going to set an intention to have amazing dreams each night. And you're going to set an intention to remember your dreams. And you might write them down, or you might record them on a voice recorder on your phone. But you're going to have amazing dreams that you remember. And you're going to develop a skill to make them lucid, to have some control within your dreams, to be able to make choices, to be able to control it. And even if you wake up in the middle of the night, you could go back into it. Wouldn't that be fun to do? And so as you're going to sleep, you're going to set intentions. You're going to become conscious of your unconscious, and you're going to vibrate at a state that's going to bring more joy and happiness and peace and tranquility and love and freedom and ecstasy and bliss into your life and into your dreams, because your dreams are a manifestation of your life. And how you dream reflects your life. How you play games reflects your life. How you speak reflects your life. So if you want your life to be better, have better dreams, have better thoughts, have better feelings, have better experiences, and just choose to do that. You can, you will, you deserve to have beautiful dreams. You're more than worthy of incredible experiences in the dream state. You deserve to have them. You are loving, lovable, and loved. Dream big. Dream fun. Vibrate high. Make magic happen in your dreams. And you'll make magic happen in your life. And with that, your future self goes quiet. As you continue to gaze into each other's eyes, left eye to left eye, always remember that. And you're so grateful, you're so appreciative of this experience that you go to hug your future self. And you hug yourself and you pull yourself, your future self, towards you. But then you pull your future self all the way within you because it's not real. Your future self is actually part of you. And you're pulling your future into you. In a state of incredible intimacy. And intimacy merely means into me you see. And you've just seen your future self tell you about your wonderful dreaming process in your future, where you're going to dream and remember dreams and have lucid dreams. And you can play this portion of the podcast over and over as many times as you need until you've trained yourself, until you have imprinted this so much into your life that it becomes part of your life. As you experience, exploit, mold, manifest incredible dreams into your life and make your life, so much better. Because you're deserving, you're worthy, you're more than enough, you're loving, lovable, and loved. I love you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. And with that, we're going to bring you out of the state of hypnosis by counting you out from 0 to 5. And at 5, you'll come eyes wide open, but not until then. And at 0, I want you to take a look around this forest, this mountain visualization, imagination that you've created in your mind. See all you can see. Hear the sounds that are in your imagination. Smell the beautiful aroma here. Taste that fresh mountain air. And feel all the feelings you can, the physical feelings of the sunshine or the coolness or the earth, and more importantly, those internal emotions of peace and serenity and tranquility and freedom and love. And at 1, know that we've made some suggestions in your subconscious to help you, to serve you, to really allow you to dream more, to dream vividly, to remember your dreams, to make them lucid, to make them serve you, to manifest just an additional incredible part of your life to make each day the best day ever again. And at 2, have faith in yourself, trust in yourself, belief in yourself that you've got this. You've got this. You can. You have imprinted this skill, this ability, this learned activity into every cell within your body. And you can recall it just by putting yourself in a high vibrational state when you're going to sleep. And you can quickly close your eyes and just imagine this beautiful scene that you've created. And every cell within your body will be flooded with the knowledge, the knowing that you dream, that you remember dreams, and that you have lucid dreams. And at 3, have some excitement. You're looking forward to. Be inspired. You're going to have some amazing dreams starting tonight. And at 4, start to come back. Become aware that you're in your room or wherever you are, where you've been in the state of hypnosis. Come back. And at 5, eyes wide open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes wide open. And come back. Wasn't that cool? If you did that exercise, and you could do it over and over again, and I recommend you do if you want to develop your dream state, if you want to enhance your life through dreaming at nighttime, dreaming that during daytime. Dream until your dreams come true. Dream on, dream on, dream on, dream until your dreams come. Dream on. With that, work complete. I want you to go out there and have a beautiful day and make it the best day ever again as you vent those message units all the way down to 0 so that tomorrow will be the best day ever again, and that you have fun and bring joy and peace and tranquility and freedom and love and all the emotions you want into your life, and just adding another aspect of your manifestation of this beautiful life that we get to live here, and make it the best day ever again. Bye for now.